It is a great milestone that we are approaching to this partnership. It reflects what can happen when private sector and civil society and even government institutions come together for the youth. And so in supportive of public policy to begin aligned around a common goal. Building Rwanda's next generation, as you can see, it is the theme of this event. We require exactly this kind of coordinated efforts. We are grateful for your presence and for your continued commitment to strengthening youth innovation and opportunity in Rwanda.
Today we launch more than a department. We have faced a shared responsibility. The theme before us, building Rwanda's next generation of innovators, the role of government, civil society and private sector is not symbolic, it is structural. Because no single institution builds an innovation ecosystem alone. Now, under our subsidiary, Tajyire Electronics, more than 1,000 traders operate in a well-structured environment. We have a case study in a room on the ground. We will actually show you. The private sector, where Tajyire builds market, as we did here, absorbs talent and drives productivity. When these three forces operates in isolation, progress is slow. When they align, transformation accelerates. Let us, this launch mark a deeper integration between government vision, civil society community, data execution, so that Rwanda's next generation of innovators is not only inspired, but empowered and productive. Thank you so much. So, before we move forward, I would like to have a small presentation about the building and the general idea of the whole project. I was doing distribution through those people. Those people were making money, I was making money. I was also actually making money in real estate. Because, for example, one room I was renting at about 1 million Rwandan francs, of around 1,000 USD. Then collecting rent from those young people, I would actually make half that rent. So I could make money into from the those small enterprises, but also making money in distribution, but then helping young people get jobs. That's why I brought about that idea of now, how can I scale that idea? How can I accommodate more than those 40 small businesses and bring more enterprises and create more jobs? So that's when I actually approached Charles. Charles is here. Charles, can you please move forward? Charles is actually the owner of this building. This is why we're saying the theme of creating young or the next generation of innovators. We need the private sector, we need the government, and we need the civil society, as we are now working with Rwanda One. I approached Charles. You can see Charles is much older than me. Bringing an idea of taking over a building could actually be an impossible thing even for him to understand. But then he was seeing my progress. He was seeing what I was doing. Then he gave me one floor, right beneath us. One floor, and then one floor was 7 times a multiplication of what I had down there. So that means those numbers were times 7 of what I had before. I actually told you about the turnover that we had. If we had those people combined, each person having a turnover of 7 million per month in electronics, and that was about over 200 million per month. Then times 12 will be around 2 billion and more. But in combined revenue, let's understand it. So it's a very big initiative that we think can create so many jobs for even young people around the country. So this is Matthew's house, and as I was telling you, we started from the ground, right here. Then we scaled up on the first floor. Then the training center that we are talking about, that will accommodate more than 10,000 people, is on the 3rd floor. I will be showing you. The reason why we are combining those three things, the marketplace, the training center, and now the research and development department, is to actually commercialize those things. So these products which are being developed, how are they going to be sold? They will be sold through those distribution channels. We have the northern province, we have the southern province, we have the eastern province, and we have the western province. If you take Matthew's house, let's say it's here. Matthew's house is here, and we can put this idea all over the country and multiplicate it. So those numbers can actually be multiplicated. That's how we will be able to accommodate those 10,000 people, because we are thinking of how we will be moving around, creating this ecosystem through the whole country. So this is what I can tell you before we continue the exhibition or probably the other programs. If you have any question, you can ask before we move forward.
How are you ensuring that your intellectual property is protected? Intellectual property, what are you doing to ensure that it is protected? Nobody steals it.
Okay, it's a good question. I actually thought about it for so long, but I didn't. Let's say this R&D department, I'm also creating it as a marketplace, because if I hold on to these ideas and call them mine, I'm not going to welcome so many other people that actually have those ideas of creating things. So what I do is I create a system whereby more young people can come and actually chase those intellectual properties on their own. So some of them, of course, we can partner, and some others, depending on what we agreed on, they can actually hold those intellectual properties on their own.
How much do you charge one young person to? How much do you charge to be in that room? Like you said, you have rooms. Like how much do you charge for one person to start getting to you?
Thank you so much. We have different rooms, as you were saying. The prices depends on the floor. So let's say on the ground floor, of course, it's going to be a little expensive compared to the first floor or the second floor, because the third floor also is for only the training center. So it depends, but the range is around 80,000 to 200,000 for one small business to operate. So you understand the cost of running business is very low, because if we have entrepreneurs here, you know, if you cannot control your costs, then your business dies. So what we do, we provide space for small businesses to operate within our premises, but on a very low cost. And that's how we are thinking that this thing is going to expand nationwide, because the cost of running business is low.
And what is the proportion between pure retailers who buy and sell stuff and those who innovate and add value and then sell?
Thank you so much. That's a great idea. I mean, great question. We have three different departments, as I said. We have the retailers. Those retailers are running their businesses. They can buy from outside the country or within the country. Then we have the training center, which operates on its own, and we have a research and development department, which also operates on its own. So what we do, we do not so much policies. What we do, we actually, as you see, it's in one ecosystem. A retailer can actually negotiate with someone from the R&D department. They can agree on the prices if they want to sell, and so on. If they want our intervention, we can do it. But that is something they actually converse on their own. Yeah. So and one last thing on the training department, the people being trained in our training center are being aligned with are being relocated within the premises, within the same pipeline. So we actually have the starting point and the end point. People actually who are being trained from other training centers, they are trained and they go back home. They're hoping to gain the employment or start their own businesses. But you can be trained here and also start your own business here or get employed within the same premises. So the work and the training and the work is not actually separate. That is how innovative our idea is.
Thank you. And this is a great concept. Congratulations. But one of most common problem for researchers and innovators is the financial, the finance, the budget to work on their innovation. So do you have any kind of support do you give to researchers so that they can work on their product? And another thing, so you said that you are encouraging young people, but how about experienced people who have like a gray hair like mine? So they bring in experience, so they are not welcome in this Tajyire initiative. I mean, you don't need kind of experienced people who has gray hair like mine, who bring the experience so that they can support those young guys. Because sometimes work with only young guys, they lack this experience behind.
Thank you so much. On the first question, you asked about how people actually the financial support. So what we are doing, we are creating entrepreneurs with a different mindset. Personally, I'm 30 years old, and the size of business I'm running is not. This is not something which was given to me by chance or by parents or where I come from. No, it is something that I strive for. I've been working on most of my projects for more than 10 years. So I think the funding part, which becomes an excuse for so many young people, shouldn't actually be an excuse. So what we do here, or what I try to tell people, the young people here, is that it's possible. If you look at our economy, if you look at the opportunities which are in this economy, probably are not many, but if people actually strive to have answers more than problems, it gets much easier. So for what we actually do here is, if someone can come and develop something and be able to sell it right away, because we built an ecosystem whereby a creator can actually sell something, it becomes much easier for the funding part that you're asking. But for external funds, I cannot promise anything. So what I do is I show you my struggle. I show you how I strive to make things happen. And if you're actually willing, you can follow my footsteps. For the second part, we do not only welcome young people. We actually need older people. This is why we make events like this. We actually spend a lot of money to have you here. And I do not know you personally, but an idea that we had with my colleague brought you here. So that's the reason why we need, older people to bring that experience. And also something that I did not add on the presentation is that we do have other people who came from different countries. We have Chinese people, we have Kenyan people, we have other tenants, because I'm also doing real estate, as I told you, now on a much greater scale, because I'm now not doing, I'm not accommodating only 40 enterprises, I'm accommodating more than 1,000 enterprises. But within this premise, we have some other tenants who have big experiences. For example, on the next room, we have a Chinese guy who brought a lab, which is, I think, the largest telephone lab that I ever saw, even me. And I've been in this industry for more than 10 years, as I told you. I lived in Kenya, I did business in Kenya. And Kenya is the greatest economy in East Africa, but it's not there. It's right here, next year. Because we brought an idea of building one single largest electronic marketplace in this country. So I think we need experience, and that is what we're doing even here. So I think for other project, we have a Q&A. So I actually...
Thank you so much. Elisa Nyamuru. I work for UNESCO. I have youth development in my responsibility. So I want to congratulate you first of all. We know each other with this guy 20 years now. 22nd year now. So my question is this. You have been showing us the whole country situation. And I see that the training center is based only in this building. So I want to know the approach methodology that will help you to cover all those provinces that you have been trying. Because we are not only focusing on Kigali's youth, of course. We want to approach all districts, all sectors. So which methodology are you going to use for approaching the project?
So as I said, we are building a company that is going to scale nationwide. This is